Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Japanese ebook before it's gone. Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Particle Guide.
In this lesson, you learn the particle ni.
This particle is often referred to as the location particle or time particle because it's mainly used to indicate a location, time duration, movement, or purpose. Let's first see the location marking function.
In this case, the particle ni indicates existence.
This means that it marks the location where a person or thing exists. It can follow either a concrete or an abstract place.
Right, so ni is often used with arimasu and imasu, meaning to have or to exist.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence.
駅に警察官がいます。
This means there's a police officer at the station. Let's break it down. First, what is there's a police officer?
警察官がいます。
How do we express the location at the station?
駅に
Notice that the location is followed by the particle
に駅に
Along with the two main verbs that express existence, this particle is often used with certain verbs such as
住みます to live and 勤めます to work for.
For example, how do you say Ken lives in London?
ケンはロンドンに住んでいます。
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
ケンは銀行に勤めています。
Ken works for a bank.
テーブルの下に猫がいます。
There's a cat under the table.
右手にコンビニがあります。
There's a convenience store on the right side. As a time marker, this particle indicates a point in time when something takes place. It's equivalent to in, on, or at in English.
Unlike English, we can use ni with various time expressions.
In English, the preposition we use changes depending on the expression we use. For example, we say at 7 o'clock because we use at with time, on Monday because we use on with days of the week, and in June because we use in with months, and so on.
In Japanese, ni covers all of these time expressions.
How do you say at 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock is 7時. So, 7時に.
How would you say on Monday?
Monday is 月曜日. So, 月曜日に.
How do you say I wake up at 7 o'clock?
7時に起きます。
How do you say I'll leave on Monday?
月曜日に出発します。
Be careful. This particle cannot follow relative time expressions.
Right. Words such as 今日, today, 今週, this week, and 来年, next year cannot be marked by the particle に.
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
6月に日本へ行きます。
I'm going to Japan in June.
月曜日に掃除をします。
I clean on Monday.
5時に約束があります。
I have an appointment at 5 o'clock. Now let's use what you learned in this lesson. We learned how to say, there's a police officer at the station.
駅に警察官がいます。
The particle ni marks the location where someone or something exists. The structure of the sentence is location,
に
verb expressing existence. Now let's try with there's a park over there. You should know the words you need. Park is
公園
try to say, there's a park over there in Japanese. The answer is,
あそこに公園があります。
did you get it right? In this sentence, the particle ni indicates a location. Let's try one more. We also learned how to say, I wake up at 7 o'clock.
7時に起きます。
Here, the particle ni marks the point in time when something happens. The structure is time,
に
verb. Now let's try with the train arrives at 4 o'clock. Here are the words for train and to arrive.
電車着きます。
The subject is train.
電車が
Try to say, the train arrives at 4 o'clock in Japanese. The answer is
電車が4時に着きます。
right. In this case, the particle ni marks a certain time. In this lesson, you learned about the particle
に
Want to learn Japanese even faster with your own teacher? Then upgrade to Premium Plus and get one-on-one access to a native teacher and a personalized learning program. You also get instant access to all of the lessons and study tools available in our premium plan. Want to remember and master these particles for good? Then get our free Particles PDF cheat sheet. You get all of the must-know particles and explanations for each one. Go to JapanesePod101.com/learn-with-PDF and download this bonus resource. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss all of the Japanese lessons that are coming soon. And if you want to learn even faster, go to JapanesePod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account to unlock the ultimate Japanese particle guide, the complete video course on particles. Click the link in the lesson description to get your free lifetime account right now. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the particle
で
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
If you're tired of knowing and speaking the language at a basic level and want to express yourself fluently just like native speakers, then you'll need to learn grammar. The problem? It can be tricky to learn. But don't worry. In this guide, you'll discover how to learn and master grammar with the Grammar Bank. 1. Where to get all of the grammar explanations you'll ever need. 2. The best way to learn grammar that's right for your level. And 3. How to expose yourself to real examples until the rules become natural to you with a study tool called the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But first, if you don't yet have access to our program, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. First, what is the Grammar Bank? The Grammar Bank is like a grammar dictionary, except online. It's a database of the must-know grammar rules and explanations that makes it easy to look up specific rules and learn them. Look for it in the top menu of our site. 2. How do you learn grammar with it? The best way to learn grammar is not to just study rules, but to learn in context and hear the grammar used in real life. And that's exactly how you learn with our lessons. You learn a quick conversation and hear how the grammar rules are used within that conversation. 3. What if you come across grammar that you're not familiar with? Or what if you want to review a specific rule without going back to redo a lesson? That's where the Grammar Bank comes in. You can look up grammar rules and get the explanations, examples, and links to lessons where we cover these rules. You can also sort grammar by learning level. So if you're an absolute beginner and want to make sure you know all of the absolute beginner grammar rules, you can do just that with the Grammar Bank. You can also sort the rules by spelling, category, and lesson series. And if you want to get used to the grammar patterns so that you can use them in conversation and become fluent, The best way is to expose yourself to examples as much as possible. Grammar is hard at first, but gets easy once you get used to it with enough exposure. Be sure to access the related lessons inside the Grammar Bank and listen to the native conversations that use the rule as much as possible. So, if you want to become fluent and speak perfectly, you'll need grammar. Take advantage of the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Particle Guide.
In this lesson, you learn the particle で
This particle is often referred to as the location particle or means particle because it's mainly used to mark locations, the means of doing something, materials something is made from, or a reason for something. Let's first see the location marking function.
In this case, the particle で marks where an action takes place.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence.
東京で会いましょう
This means, let's meet in Tokyo, or see you in Tokyo. Let's break it down. First, what is see you?
会いましょう
How do we express the location in Tokyo?
東京で
Notice that the location is followed by the particle.
で東京で
Be careful. This particle can't be used with the verbs that express existence.
Right, you cannot use で with the verbs あります、います、住んでいます and 勤めています。The location for those verbs has to be marked by に
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
学校で日本語を勉強しています。
I study Japanese at school.
スーパーマーケットでパンを買います。
I buy bread at the supermarket.
北海道でスキーをしました。
I went skiing in Hokkaido. As a means marker, this particle indicates the means or material we use to do something. This is the equivalent of by or with in English. It can also mark the material something is made of or from. It's the equivalent of with, from, or out of in English.
で is also used to mark the means of transportation.
Let's start with some examples with means of transportation.
Sure. 電車 is train. So, 電車で is by train. バス is bus. So, バスで is by bus.
How do you say, I go to school by bus?
私はバスで学校に行きます。
Now, let's see the particle when marking the instrument or tool used to do something.
私は包丁で果物を切ります。
This means, I cut fruit with a knife. The means is expressed by the phrase, with a knife, which in Japanese is,
包丁で
Also, languages are a tool, a communication tool, so we can easily guess that we need to use the same particle when saying in English or in Japanese. Risa, how do you say, please say it in English?
英語で言ってください。
In English is,
英語で
like we mentioned before, this particle also marks the material something is made of or from. It's equivalent to with, from, or out of in English. Let's hear an example.
私は木でテーブルを作りました。
This means, I made a table out of wood.
木 is tree or wood. So, 木で means from wood or out of wood.
Let's take a look at a few more examples with the same particle used as means marker.
小麦でできています。
It is made with wheat.
フライパンでオムレツを作ります。
I make an omelet with a frying pan.
寿司を手で食べます。
I eat sushi with my hands. Now let's use what you learned in this lesson. We learned how to say, let's meet in Tokyo in Japanese.
東京で会いましょ
Here, the particle de marks the location where an action takes place. The structure is location,
う。で、
action. Now let's try with, I'll get off at the next bus stop. Here are the words for next bus stop and to get off.
次のバス停、降ります。
Try to say, I'll get off at the next bus stop in Japanese. The answer is,
次のバス停で降ります。
did you get it right? In this sentence, the particle de indicates the location of the action, getting off the bus. Let's try one more. We also learned how to say, I cut fruit with a knife.
私は包丁で果物を切ります。
Here, the particle de marks an instrument or a tool used to do something. The structure is instrument or tool,
で、
verb or verb phrase. Now let's try with, I write a letter with a pen. Here are the words meaning letter and pen.
手紙、ペン、
I write a letter is,
手紙を書きます。
try to say, I write a letter with a pen in Japanese. The answer is,
ペンで手紙を書きます。
well done. In this case, the particle de marks the means for writing a letter, a pen. In this lesson, you learned about the particle
で、
Want to learn Japanese even faster with your own teacher? Then upgrade to Premium Plus and get one-on-one access to a native teacher and a personalized learning program. You also get instant access to all of the lessons and study tools available in our premium plan. Want to remember and master these particles for good? Then get our free Particles PDF cheat sheet. You get all of the must-know particles and explanations for each one. Go to JapanesePod101.com/learn-with-PDF and download this bonus resource. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss all of the Japanese lessons that are coming soon. And if you want to learn even faster, go to JapanesePod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account to unlock the ultimate Japanese particle guide, the complete video course on particles. Click the link in the lesson description to get your free lifetime account right now. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the particle
の。
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Learning to carry a conversation is vital to mastery of any language. Even beginners can quickly learn conversational language well enough to carry on real conversations with native speakers. Of course, beginners won't be able to carry a conversation the same way they could in their native language. But just knowing a few tips, like which questions to ask to keep a conversation going, are all you need to speak and interact with real native speakers. Before we get to specific suggestions, let's first take a closer look at how having real conversations in your target language is so vital to your mastery of the language. Communicating with other people is the very point of language, and conversation comes easily in our native tongue. For beginners, or anyone learning a new language, conversations aren't easy at all, and even simple greetings can be intimidating and awkward. Nothing kills a conversation faster than long periods of awkward silence, so you need practice and specific strategies to avoid them. When you know what to say to keep a conversation going, communication becomes much easier, and you make a better impression on your listener. Nothing will help you learn to speak a language faster and truly master the language than having real conversations with native speakers. Conversations quickly expose you to slang, cultural expressions, and vocabulary that force you to absorb and assimilate information faster than any educational setting. And that's a great thing. But how can you possibly have real conversations with real people if you're just starting out? Here are 3 proven methods that even beginners can quickly use to learn conversational language to make a great impression and avoid awkward silences. First, ask questions to keep a conversation going. For beginners and even more advanced speakers, the key is to ask questions to keep a conversation going. Of course, they can't be just random questions, or else you may confuse the listener. But by memorizing a few key questions and the appropriate time to use them, you can easily carry a conversation with minimal vocabulary or experience. And remember, the more conversations you have, the quicker you will learn and master the language. Second, learn core vocabulary terms as quickly as possible. You don't need to memorize thousands of words to learn conversational language. In fact, with just a couple hundred words, you could have a very basic conversation. And by learning maybe 1,000 to 2,000 words, you could carry a conversation with a native speaker about current events, order in restaurants, and even get directions. To help you get started with this, check out our 2,000 common words, also known as our core list. These 2,000 words are all you need to learn to speak fluently and carry a conversation with a native speaker. Third, study video or audio lessons that you can play and replay again and again. If you want to know how to carry on a conversation, then you need exposure to native speakers, and the more, the better. Studying video or audio lessons is ideal because they provide contextualized learning in your native language, and you can play them again and again until you achieve mastery. Our instructors have created more than 2,500 video and audio lessons that you can play over and over. And the best part is, they don't just teach you vocabulary and grammar. They are designed to help you learn to speak and teach you practical everyday topics like shopping, ordering, and more. Although it may seem intimidating for a beginner, the truth is that it's very easy to learn conversational language. Just learn a few core vocabulary terms and which questions to ask to keep a conversation going. Our language learning program has the world's largest online collection of video and audio lessons by real instructors. Plus, tons of advanced tools to help you learn to speak and carry on a conversation quickly. Just a little practice and exposure to real conversations or lessons is all it really takes. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Particle Guide.
In this lesson, you learn the particle o.
This particle is often referred to as the object particle or object marker because it usually comes after the direct object of an action. Let's see how it functions in a sentence. Risa, how do you say to eat?
食べます.
Now, for eat, you need an object. The thing you eat is known as the object of the sentence. For example, say you eat sushi. So the object is sushi, and it has to be followed by the object particle.
寿司を
Then add the verb.
食べます. 寿司を食べます.
This means to eat sushi. Risa, can you also add the subject of the sentence and say, I eat sushi?
Sure. 私は寿司を食べます.
Great. Let's try it with another verb. How do you say to make?
作ります.
How do we say to make curry? The object is curry, followed by the object marker, it's
カレーを all together カレーを作ります.
Okay, and now let's put the subject. Let's say John makes curry.
ジョンさんはカレーを作ります.
Some textbooks spell this particle as W-O. Risa, how do we spell and pronounce this particle?
The object marking particle is in the last row of the hiragana chart. It sounds like the regular o, as in a, I, u, e, o. That's why we spell it o.
Now, let's take a look at a few more examples.
私は薬を飲みます。
I'll take medicine.
これをください。
Please give me this one.
私は新しい車を買いました。
I bought a new car. This particle can also be used to indicate the place of movement, in addition to being used as an object marking particle. In this usage, it is used with verbs that describe motion, to walk, to fly, to cross, to turn, and so on.
In Japanese, these verbs are 歩きます、飛びます、渡ります、曲がります、among others.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence. For example, how do you say to walk through the park?
Park is 公園. So, 公園を歩きます。
To cross a bridge?
Bridge is 橋. So, 橋を渡ります。
Notice how the particle marks the place where the movement takes place. Through the park was,
公園を、
bridge was.
橋を、
Here is another example.
あの角を曲がってください。
This means, please turn at that corner.
曲がって or 曲がります is the movement. Where it takes place, あの角 that corner is marked by お.
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
ウミガメは海を泳ぎます。
A turtle swims in the sea.
セミは木を登ります。
A cicada climbs up a tree.
彼は交差点を渡ります。
He crosses the intersection. Now let's use what you learned in this lesson. We learned how to say, I eat sushi.
私は寿司を食べます。
The particle o marks the direct object of an action. The structure of the sentence is object,
お、
verb. Now let's try with I forgot the umbrella. The words for umbrella and to forget are
傘、忘れます。
I forgot in mas form is
忘れました。
try to say I forgot the umbrella in Japanese. The answer is,
傘を忘れました。
did you get it right? In this sentence, the particle indicates the object. Let's try one more. We also learned how to say to walk through the park.
公園を歩きます。
Here, the particle o marks the place of movement. The structure is place of movement,
お、
motion verb. Now let's try with to fly in the sky. Here are the words meaning sky and to fly.
空、飛びます。
How do you say to fly in the sky in Japanese?
空を飛びます。
Right. In this case, the particle marks the place of movement. In this lesson, you learned about the particle
お。
Want to learn Japanese even faster with your own teacher? Then upgrade to Premium Plus and get one-on-one access to a native teacher and a personalized learning program. You also get instant access to all of the lessons and study tools available in our Premium plan. Want to remember and master these particles for good? Then get our free Particles PDF cheat sheet. You get all of the must-know particles and explanations for each one. Go to JapanesePod101.com/learn-with-PDF and download this bonus resource. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss all of the Japanese lessons that are coming soon. And if you want to learn even faster, go to JapanesePod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account to unlock the ultimate Japanese particle guide, the complete video course on particles. Click the link in the lesson description to get your free lifetime account right now. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the particle
え
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Particle Guide.
In this lesson, you learn the particle え
This particle is often referred to as the direction particle because it usually indicates a direction or goal. Let's see how it functions in a sentence. Risa, how do you say to go?
行きます
And to go to Mexico?
メキシコへ行きます
Notice how the destination, Mexico, is marked by the direction marking particle.
メキシコへ
So, to the airport would be
Airport in Japanese is 空港 So, 空港へ
How do you say then, go to the airport?
空港へ行きます
Let's make a full sentence using this phrase.
これは空港へ行きますか
This means, does this go to the airport? There's an important thing to remember about this particle's pronunciation.
When the hiragana character for へ is part of a word, it's pronounced へ But when it's used as a particle, it's pronounced え
Now let's take a look at a few more examples.
私は家へ帰ります
I'm going home.
日本へようこそ
Welcome to Japan.
友達と温泉へ行きます
I'm going to go to a hot spring with my friends. This particle can also mark the recipient of an action. Let's see how it functions in a sentence. For example, how do you say, I called my friend?
友達へ電話をかけました
First, we have the recipient of the action, marked by the particle.
友達へ
Then we have the action, I called.
電話をかけました
Let's see the same sentence with a different recipient. For example, I called my mother.
母へ電話をかけました
Also, in this case, the recipient of the action is marked by the particle.
母へ
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
友達へメールをしました
I emailed my friend.
彼へ手紙を送りました
I sent him a letter.
部長が部下へ話します
The director talks to his subordinates. Now let's use what you learned in this lesson. We learned how to say, to go to Mexico.
メキシコへ行きます
Here, the particle e marks the direction of the action. The structure is direction or goal.
え
Verb. Now let's try with to go to Japan. The word for Japan is
日本
to go to Japan in Japanese is The answer is...
日本へ行きます。
Did you get it right? In this sentence, the particle indicates a destination. Let's try one more. We learned how to say, I called my friend.
友達へ電話をかけました。
Here, the particle e marks the recipient of an action. The structure is recipient,
え、
verb or verb phrase. Now let's try with I send flowers to her. Here are the words meaning to send flowers and her.
お花を送ります。彼女、
Try to say I send flowers to her in Japanese. The answer is...
彼女へお花を贈ります。
Right. In this case, the particle e marks the recipient of an action. In this lesson, you learned about the particle
え、
Want to learn Japanese even faster with your own teacher? Then upgrade to Premium Plus and get one-on-one access to a native teacher and a personalized learning program. You also get instant access to all of the lessons and study tools available in our Premium plan. Want to remember and master these particles for good? Then get our free Particles PDF cheat sheet. You get all of the must-know particles and explanations for each one. Go to JapanesePod101.com/learn-with-PDF and download this bonus resource. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss all of the Japanese lessons that are coming soon. And if you want to learn even faster, go to JapanesePod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account to unlock the ultimate Japanese particle guide, the complete video course on particles. Click the link in the lesson description to get your free lifetime account right now. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the particle
に、
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Want to master grammar so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2, read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3, leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4, unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
With these can-do videos, you'll see real-life situations where you have to introduce yourself, talk about your family, or give your contact information. So, by the end, you can do them yourself in Japanese. This video is a small portion of our can-do course. To get the full course, including translations, grammar tools, and assessment tests, click the link in the description.
Welcome to Can Do Japanese by JapanesePod101.com.
皆さんこんにちは、Kano Kana です。Hi everyone, I'm Kana Kano. In this lesson, you learn how to tell someone where you're from in Japanese.
This is Mark Lee, and he's on a plane to Japan. Ken Kobayashi, a passenger sitting next to him, asks him, Mr. Lee, where are you from?
リーさん、出身はどこですか？
Listen to the conversation and focus on Mark's response. Note, the speakers in this conversation use polite Japanese. Ready?
リーさん、出身はどこですか？
出身はニューヨークです。
Once more, with the English translation.
リーさん、出身はどこですか？
Mr. Lee, where are you from?
出身はニューヨークです。
I'm from New York.
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation. Do you remember how Ken Kobayashi asks, Mr. Lee, where are you from?
リーさん、出身はどこですか？
First is
リーさん、
Mr. Lee.
リーさん、
This starts with Mark Lee's family name,
リー、
Lee.
リー、
After this is
さん、
a polite suffix attached to a person's name that translates as Mr. in Mark's case.
さん、さん、
Note, this suffix can be used with any gender. Together,
リーさん、
Mr. Lee.
リーさん、
Next is the word
出身、
hometown.
出身、出身、
Remember this word because you'll see it again in Mark's response. After this is the particle,
は、
the topic marking particle.
は、
It marks hometown as the topic of the sentence. Think of it like as for in the expression as for your hometown. Together, it's
出身は、
as for your hometown.
出身は、
Note, the your is understood through context as the speaker is asking a question.
出身は、
Next is the word
どこ、
where.
どこ、どこ、
After this is
です、
here, it's like the is in where is.
です、です、
Last is the particle,
か、
the question marking particle.
か、
This particle turns the sentence into a question. Altogether, it's
リーさん、出身はどこですか？
This literally means, Mr. Lee, as for your hometown, where is? But it translates as, Mr. Lee, where are you from?
リーさん、出身はどこですか？
Remember this question. You'll hear it again later in this lesson.
Now, let's take a closer look at the response. Do you remember how Mark Lee says, I'm from New York?
出身はニューヨークです。
First is
出身
hometown.
出身
Next is the particle,
は
the topic marking particle.
は
It marks hometown as the topic of the sentence. Together, it's
出身は
as for my hometown.
出身は
Note, the my is understood through context as the speaker is responding to a question about his hometown. Next is
ニューヨーク
New York.
ニューヨークニューヨーク
Last is,
です
in this case, it's like the is in it is.
です
Altogether,
出身はニューヨークです
this literally means, as for my hometown, New York is. But it translates as, I'm from New York.
出身はニューヨークです。
The pattern is,
出身は hometown です
I'm from hometown.
出身は hometown です
To use this pattern, simply replace the hometown placeholder with the name of your hometown. Imagine you're from Sydney. In Japanese,
シドニーシドニーシドニー
say, I'm from Sydney. Ready?
出身はシドニーです。
I'm from Sydney.
出身はシドニーです。
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
出身はニューヨークです。出身はニューヨークです。
出身は札幌です。出身は札幌です。
出身はシアトルです。出身はシアトルです。
出身はロンドンです。出身はロンドンです。
出身は長崎です出身は長崎です
出身はオーストラリアです。出身はオーストラリアです。
Did you notice the last speaker says a country name in place of a city name?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
She says,
出身はオーストラリアです。
I'm from Australia.
出身はオーストラリアです。
The word
出身
actually has a broader meaning than just one's hometown. You can also use it to talk about your country. This pattern is,
出身は home country です
I'm from home country.
出身は home country です
You should be aware of this pattern, but for this lesson, we'll use city names. Let's review the key vocabulary.
札幌
Sapporo,
札幌札幌シアトル
Seattle,
シアトル、シアトル。ロンドン、
London.
ロンドン、ロンドン。長崎、
Nagasaki.
長崎、長崎。Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say hometown? 出身、出身。And the topic marking particle? は、は。Do you remember how to say New York? ニューヨーク、ニューヨーク。And do you remember how Mark says, I'm from New York?
出身はニューヨークです。
出身はニューヨークです。Do you remember how to say where? どこ、どこ。And the question marking particle? か、か。Do you remember how Ken Kobayashi asks, Where are you from?
出身はどこですか？
出身はどこですか？ Do you remember how to say London? ロンドン、ロンドン。And how to say Seattle? シアトル、シアトル。Do you remember how to say Nagasaki? 長崎、長崎。
Let's practice. Imagine you're Jack Jones from London. Respond to Ken Kobayashi's question. Ready?
出身はどこですか？
出身はロンドンです。
Listen again and repeat.
出身はロンドンです。出身はロンドンです。
Let's try another. Now imagine you're Emma Egawa from Seattle. Ready?
出身はどこですか？
出身はシアトルです。
Listen again and repeat.
出身はシアトルです。出身はシアトルです。
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Kana Kano from Nagasaki. Ready?
出身はどこですか？
出身は長崎です。
Listen again and repeat.
出身は長崎です。出身は長崎です。This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Well done! Now you know how to tell where you are from in Japanese. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Japanese ebook before it's gone.